Hi guys! Welcome to Books to Huda! I am Sandy and this is Vlogmas Day 7. 007. It's Tahuda. Books Tahuda. I'm going to talk about Sarah J. Maas's Queen of Shadows, book 4 in the Throne of Glass series. I've got some notes here and I just watched both Katie-tastic and Pull and Bananas books reviews, and it's funny how much I enjoy, I almost enjoy watching those videos more than I enjoy actually reading the book. Like, part of the reason I wanted to finish this book was so that I could watch their videos about it, because I love their reactions and their reviews, especially for these books, because these books aren't really my favorites, but the level of emotion that they get out of me, it's kind of strange. Like, I get Outlander level feels almost, but it's not Outlander, so that's a good thing. So, referring to the notes, I'm gonna try to do a non-spoilery beginning here. It took me from September 13th till now to finish it. I took a break of about a month and a half in there, maybe 2 months, I guess, and then I read from page like 200 to the end in about 3 days. Which, these books I tend to get through really quickly. I just rewatched my Crown of Midnight review, which is, I cracked myself up in it. Not gonna lie, like, it's very silly. So, what else can I say that isn't spoilery? Not much. Because this is the 4th book, you know? Like, so we'll just dig right in. I've really enjoyed, from the beginning of the series till now, Selena to Aelin, the character development and name shift, because Aelin is easier to say, and I have a definite decision on how I'm going to pronounce it, Aelin. And I really like her now. In Throne of Glass and a bit of Crown of Midnight, I thought she was kind of a bitch. I just didn't like her character very much at the beginning because she was so, not whiny, but like just arrogant without really backing it up very much. So, now she's arrogant, but you know, if you can do it, it ain't bragging. I used to be Team Cole, and then book 3 happened and Rowan came along, and yeah, I'm Team Rowan now. Well, I guess we'll just start in on that topic. So, Rowan and Aelin are flirting a lot in this book, whereas in Heir of Fire, they were very platonic, and I really liked that. I like that it wasn't like, oh, there's a new hot guy, I'm just gonna jump his bones right now. You know, they actually meet and become friends and develop into a relationship that makes sense. I was not really okay with it at the beginning of this book, Queen of Shadows, because, I mean, when Rowan finally shows up after 200 pages, that was basically what took me so long for the book to get going, was like, as soon as Rowan shows up, it's fine. Rowan is here, now the story can begin. So, I was not really okay with the way the relationship was changing, because I was like, but they've always been sort of platonic. Sure, they've been like glances like, oh, his body, oh, his tattoo is sexy. Yeah, it is. Once Aelin and Rowan verbally acknowledge that things are changing, then I was okay with it. Like, as long as it's not just like, this book, platonic, next book, sex. You know, as long as there's some kind of transformation and the characters are aware of it and it's not just like writer manipulation, I'm okay with it. I was really happy with the way that Cole and Aelin handled the end of their relationship. It was very okay, you know, I liked it, and it was handled well, and, you know, gave me a few feels. I was like, but Rowan, you know. And I liked Nesrin and Cole, although their relationship, I liked it before it became a real relationship. Like, I know they've had a physical relationship in the past, but Nesrin just kind of turned into a girl, like a girly girl, a little too close at the end. Like, not that she's not allowed to have a girly side, but it just seemed a little writer manipulatory, like, you know, oh, Cole's probably gonna die, so let's make out now. You know, like, whereas up until that point she's been very standoffish and defensive, and she was more of a, you know, Cole seemed to be kind of the the, not girlier, but what's a substitution for that term? Kind of the more tender one in that relationship. I liked that Nezrin was kind of the powerhouse? I don't know. I liked the flipped thing, and then it sort of flipped back, and I was like, but it's okay. Right, back to Rowan and Aelin. I loved the tension in their relationship now. I'm glad that we didn't get the actual steamy scene. There are a couple of steamy scenes, but it's not like the big scene, and I was grateful that they're sort of dragging that out, because I feel that means that the next book isn't going to be the end of Rowan and Aelin. Like, I really don't want them to break up, and I really like where the book is hinting things are going with Manon and Dorian. Like, I love that. I really hope that that is a thing that happens instead of Aelin and Dorian, because if something happens with them, that means that Rowan either dies or fucks up in some way, and I'm not really okay with either of those outcomes, because Rowan is just perfect, and there's the one point where you worry that he's betrayed her for like half a page, you know, where he's got the amulet of Orinth, and he's gonna give it to Lorcan, and you're just like, oh, but Rowan, no, you took the blood oath, you can't do that. And then I was like, oh wait, there's a fake one. He's not betraying her. He's Rowan. He would never do that. You know, he would never, never, never do that, because he's Rowan and he's perfect. To reiterate, Rowan is perfect. Okay. The fight between Aelin and Manon was awesome. I loved it. It was like, it was so epic. It was so well written. And I just really enjoyed it. It was great. What else can I say about that? It was so badass. Like, there are so many great female badass characters in this book, and there's just so many great female characters, period, for a fantasy series. I'm glad that the women and men, there's equal numbers, you know, equal numbers in powerful spots, and I'm happy with this. Let's talk about Aedion for a second. I was kind of wanting him and Aelin to get together. You know, they're cousins, okay, but they're also fae, and it's a fantasy world, and that's a little more acceptable than in real life. And for a while it seemed like that's what Aedion wanted too, like after they rescue him and he's sort of, you know, oh, I want to take the blood oath, and and, you know, he'll be there by her side, and And then all of a sudden it's like Aedion sees Rowan and Aelin together, and he's like, okay. He just kind of backs off and lets them be together, and it was very cute. So even, like, I ship Rowan and Aelin together a ton. I just love Aedion. Like, he might be my favorite. And is it just me? Does anyone else picture him as a mishmash between Jareth from Labyrinth and Legolas from Lord of the Rings, but like more muscular with swords and purple eyes? That's how I picture him. So if I could draw, there would be a picture of that here, but I can't. So just use your imagination. I don't know. That's how I picture Aedion, and I love it. It's great. I think he's my favorite. He's so snarky. And he was, you know, he was broody, and he was willing to die for her on like multiple occasions. And it was just, I'm a huge Aedion fan. And so I ship him with Lysandra. Like, that's gonna be so cute when it happens, because I'm calling it now. Aedion and Lysandra, like, they keep glancing, and she's like, you know, I'm gonna have that someday when when Aelin and Rowan are kissing. And I'm like, you will with Aedion. You know? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these books this is the kind of reaction that I just have, you know? Yeah, I just want Aedion to be happy. And I think Lysandra can do that. She already saved him once. That's what I'm talking about. Like, the flip gender roles, like, it's great. I love this series. Okay, so a little bit more about Rowan, because we have to talk about Rowan a ton. I love that he's been searching for her this whole time. That was so romantic. And I love that she realizes that Rowan smells like Terrasen to her, and a hawk is gonna be happy there, and I don't know. But this is only book 4. Like, bad things can still happen. So I have developed a small key to myself of book tabby guys. Guess what the green ones mean? All the green ones are Rowan moments, the yellow ones are Aedion moments, the red ones are Cole, and there's like one Dorian and it's blue. Yeah, there's one. That's when Dorian wakes up, because I really liked that. I was like, ah, Dorian, you get a little tab. You know? But yeah, there's like, how many Rowan ones are there? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Rowan ones, as opposed to 5 Aedion, 3 Coles, and 1 Dorian. And the purple one is when the plot kind of was like, the king isn't the king, it's the Duke. Duke Parrington, which I don't know how, if that's actually going to be true. I could see how it could be, but I don't know. I was expecting more from the Arobin stuff, honestly. I was expecting more, like, I haven't read The Assassin's Blade, which I probably will, but not right away because I don't have it, you know. So I was expecting more Arobin in this book before he died. It just didn't feel like they'd explored him enough, which obviously must happen in The Assassin's Blade. So I was really happy that he died. So many plot points got wrapped up in this book. I mean, there's still a lot to do, but so many things that I was not expecting to happen in this book happened in this book. I did not expect the king to die until the last, 50 pages of the last book. I expected him to be the big ultimate baddie. Hooray for Dorian killing his own father. Hooray! Oh, Manon and Aelin, they meet. I am looking forward to their next interaction quite a bit. There was not enough Abraxas in this book. I really like Abraxas, and so I was kind of sad that there's only a few mentions. I mean, she flies around on him, but that's not enough. Oh, when Arobin puts the ring on Aelin and you're not sure if she's under his control or not. Jessica Jones, anyone? I've watched that maybe a couple weeks back, and I was like, oh god, it's David Tennant and Jessica Jones all over again. What do I do? Kilgrave! I feel like there's so much more to talk about. Oh, I gave this book a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads just because the beginning took so long to drag me in. I mean, I would give it a 4.5 if I could, but it's not a 5 because it's leading to a lot of places, but Heir of Fire has been the best one for me. Mostly because of all the character developments that happened, and I really, really, really enjoyed reading that one. This book, I didn't really enjoy reading it until about page 350, probably, and I tend to rate things not necessarily on the quality of the book, but in the way, how much did I enjoy it, and I enjoyed it about a 4 out of 5. I'm really looking forward to the next book, whatever it is, Untitled, See, this is the first time that I've read one of these that I don't have the next one to go to. I mean, I could pick up The Assassin's Blade, but that will not have Rowan or Aedion in it, so... But I do want to read it, and so maybe I will, but also the next book is very far away, so this kind of sucks. I am grateful if you watched the whole thing. Thank you. Thank you to and hello to all my new subscribers. It's nice to meet you. Leave a comment, introduce yourself, I don't know. If you have a channel, I would love to, I always see if the people who subscribe to me have channels. And what am I gonna read now? I refuse to have a book hangover. I refuse. So that's gonna be the end of this one. Thank you for watching, and books to Huda. See, there are a couple scenes that are Oh, a little bit about just a tiny bit about the arts, how a few times Maas throws in characters who are like, the arts are important, save the arts when you start your new kingdom, save the humanities, everyone. Humanities are a worthwhile pursuit. You too could teach composition. So I guess that'll be it. That's my phone reminding me that I need to go grade now. This is not going in part of this review. This is not relevant. I'm just still talking, because then it means I don't have to grade. I feel like my Crown of Midnight review was funnier. Oh, I didn't go get the sword.